of my crafty friends. Today I am here with an amazing celebration. We are celebrating my friend Courtney's 10,000 YouTube subscribers. You guys, I am so excited for Courtney. So I'm going to show you guys what I am going to be using today. So this is the So Amazing stamp set from La La Land Crafts, and I'm going to be using all of these little fairies, and I am also going to be using the In Style Marcy, which it started out as the So Amazing Marcy, I think was the original name of it when it was in the set, or vice versa. And then I'm going to be using this sewing machine die, which is super cute. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to be giving away all of the stamps that I am using today as the prize for my channel for her giveaway. So you will get one of each of these 3 stamp sets. As a matter of fact, these are the sets that I am giving away right here. So I hope that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. All the details will be in the description below, and I hope you guys will help me celebrate Courtney today. I am so excited for her. So I am going to go in and I'm going to start out by stamping out all of my images. Now, I've brought out a piece of Nina Solar White Classic Crest 80-pound cardstock. That's what I usually use for my Copic coloring, and I'm just getting my layout here. Now, you guys see that the Marcy stamp is red rubber, stamps amazing. Like, these stamps stamp so well. The clear stamp great as well, but the red rubber are amazing. So I removed the Marcy, and I'm using some of my Gina K amalgam ink, and that is what I'm going to use to stamp all of my images because it is Copic safe. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp each of those fairies down, and then the one with the scissors, I'm going to stamp her a second time. Once I get those stamped, I'm going to remove my mouse pad and my paper pieces, and I'm going to put that back so that I can go ahead and stamp down my Marcy. Now, once I get my Marcy stamped, I am going to take you guys in to show you guys just a little bit of the coloring. This card already ended up being pretty long, so I couldn't leave in but so much coloring, but I did want you guys to kind of get an idea of the coloring that I was doing. So I'm going to go ahead again with that Gina K amalgam ink, and I'm going to stamp down my Marcy. And that Marcy comes with some stamped sentiments, but I won't be using those today. So here we go. I am going to use an E50, E51, E21, and E11 for the skin tone for my images today. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys how I am doing this. Now, you guys know that I am still very much so working through my coloring, so I love bringing you guys along on the journey with me. You know, Courtney is an amazing colorist and probably one of my icons when it comes to coloring and making one layer scenes. So I am just trying to live up to the Copic name and make that type of progress, so I continue to practice whenever I am doing videos with you guys. So I like to create a nose and kind of cheeks for my images, so you guys will see that as I am starting to build up my darker colors, I am starting to map in those areas in to create the apples of her cheeks, and as well as the structure of her nose. And I usually do that with all my colors except for my very darkest color. In this case, because my darkest color was not an extremely dark color, I went ahead and decided to go ahead and use it because it blended out fairly well. Now, this isn't a combination that I use a whole lot, but it did work out very well. Like, I really enjoyed it. And as you could see, I started out lightest to darkest. That just kind of helped me to get everything mapped out the way that I wanted it to be. And then I came back in and did my second round, and this is where I'm really starting to fill everything in, and you'll start to see her color coming through. Now, as Courtney always tells us, it's gonna look worse before it looks better, so I just don't pay attention once I get done with the skin. I really try not to give it any attention until I've got some more color on the page. So we're going to get her skin finished, and then I'm going to also show you guys how I did her hair. Now, hair has always been one of those things that I have a little bit of a struggle with, but I'm working on it. And every time I'm doing it, I'm feeling a little bit better about it. So you guys remember that practice makes perfect. Not perfect. Practice makes progress. I'm trying to stop saying that because I don't feel like that's a true statement. Practice makes progress, and we will get to a place where we are happy if we continue to color and to try every chance that we get. I'm also trying a new angle here with my camera. I've done this a couple of times, and I'm still kind of seeing if I enjoy it and if you guys enjoy it, because I want you guys to be able to see as much of what I'm doing as possible. So I'm bringing in a set of E30 markers, and this is what I am using to kind of map out her hair. I'm going to be doing kind of a brown color with her hair, and so I'm starting out with my E39. Now, when we do hair, because I want to preserve my flick marks and because I want to show all the texture that I can, I just start straight out with my darkest colors. And you could see that I went in and placed my cast shadows from the beginning, which is where that headband is over it, and also where her hair bunches with the ponytail holders. I also looked to see where certain strands of her hair were overlapping other strands, and I also took the opportunity to add cast shadows there. So we're going to go ahead and get her hair done, and like I said, just trying to do my best to preserve my flick marks with each of the colors that I am using, and trying to maintain some texture and some highlights by the time I get to the end. Now, one thing that I'm still working on with this is trying to make sure that I get some highlights in. So you guys, I just wanted to take a moment while I'm getting some of this coloring done to tell you guys, like I said, this is a hop for Courtney's 10,000 subscribers. She is well past 10,000. I'm pretty sure by the time we are at this point, she's probably closer to 11. I think it was 10.9 thousand the last time that I checked, and she could not be more deserving, you guys. Courtney heads up one of the groups that we're in. It's a very small and close-knit group. It is amazing. She wants everyone to feel welcome. She wants everyone to feel as if they're in a community, which really, to me, aligns with a lot of the things that I value about the crafting community. So I just really feel like Courtney is such a genuine person who truly wants to see everyone have the chance to do what it is that they love. She ensures that everyone feels as if the group does not just belong to her. She created it, but it's for everyone. You know, I have always just really found Courtney to be very, very inspiring, especially when I initially started crafting. You know, she was such an inspiration to me. And so now to be able to personally communicate with Courtney on a regular basis and really get to know her, like, when I tell you guys that I am so grateful to have the opportunity to befriend someone like her, she is just amazing. And I am telling you, I am overjoyed, ecstatic, and over the moon to be celebrating this moment with her. So if you guys, please make sure that you guys go over, congratulate her, show her some love, like, subscribe, comment. We would absolutely love it if you would make this day absolutely amazing for her. As you guys can see, I'm going in with a blue-green combination now, coloring in one of my dresses, and I'm only going to show this dress because I will be using this combination and the combination that I'm going to use on her shoes throughout the other fairies, so I didn't want to show you that multiple times. As well as with Marcy's clothing, I kind of just alternated those colors. I used BG 11, 13, and 49. I ended up bringing in BG 23 to kind of help me to bring those colors in a little bit more. And so I end up off camera going over this dress again, and I was trying to create some texture at the bottom. I didn't really like the way that came out, so it's practice, so it doesn't take away, in my opinion, of the overall look of the dress once I am done. I'm going to use some very, very light B markers for her wings and a yellow combination for the pins. And then for her shoes on this one, I'm using an RV color. I was going for like this wine deep purpley reddish color. I can't really explain what I was going for, but this did it. Now, initially I was missing one of my colors and I had to go back in and add in RV 93. However, again, that's the only color that you didn't see in that one. And then I'm using some W markers to do all of the steel pieces, the scissors, the needles, the thimbles, the push pin. And then I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to finish cutting out these pieces. So here we go. I have gone in and I've colored all of my pieces up. In addition to coloring those pieces up, I have cut out some of those die cuts. These are really, really cute, and I love the detail in these old sewing machines. They are really cute, so we're going to be putting that in our card. Now, in addition to that, I am going to bring out some cardstock. Now, there are lots of pieces of cardstock. Now, this is a 7 by 3.5. And then I have some 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square pieces. And then these are some 3 by 3 square pieces. Those are going to create some, as you can see, panels for this black piece. I'm going to do all the panels in that. Then I have a piece that is 10 3/4 by 7, and I scored that at 5 and 10. And again, I have some panels created for this card as well. So this one, I have 3 separate panels that I'm going to create for this card, which 2 will go on the inside and 1 will go on the outside of the card. So here we go. I have gone ahead and I'm gluing down all of my pieces, and I just kind of made a variation of the pattern so that all the different colors would show and they mix and match very well. And I'm pretty sure you can see where I got the colors from that I was using for the images, because I wanted to coordinate with this particular pattern paper. So we're just going to go in and I'm going to start gluing down all of my panels together, trying my best to get it straight. The striped lines were a blessing because I struggle. The struggle is still real. I should just use my ruler all the time, but I don't, and I don't know why. So I have left one of the panels off because I am going to write something with my Cricut. I've had my Cricut write "So Grateful" for the first panel, and I am going to place that on because our theme here is thankful, thanks, or grateful. I use thankful and grateful synonymously, so I went with grateful. And I'm going to put Marcy here, and the first panel is going to say, "So grateful to call you my friend." And actually this will be the inside panel. It's just one of the larger panels that I decided to start working with. So now I'm going to take one of those gold sewing machines and I'm going to fill in that little space that is empty over toward the left of Marcy. So next, I am going to bring in some magnets. Now, this didn't work because I had too much paper and I ended up having to use ribbon anyways. But if you did this and put the paper in between the paper layers, I think that your magnet would hold better, or use a stronger magnet. So here I am just putting that first magnet on the very, very back panel of my smaller card base. Now I am going to take one of my front card bases and I'm going to start laying out my next image set. Now this one is going to say "so proud" of my friend. Now this one, and I've also used some more adhesive foil, and I've taken some cardstock and cut it out 5 additional times to make more of like a chipboard sentiment, because this is going to go on the very outside of the card. So this will be the first thing the recipient will see when they get this card out of the envelope. So I'm taking the proud and I am going to place the adhesive foil over the top of this, and then I will do the same thing with that word "so." Just kind of my play on words. When I saw this stamp set, that was just what was going through my head, was so proud and so grateful for whatever. So now I'm just kind of dry fitting that to make sure that I can get this placed where I would like for it to be on the card. And I decided to bring in an action wobbler because I love these things, but I always forget to use them. And so I decided it would be really cute to have our little fairy wobble around on the front of the card. So she will wobble around. We will have our chipboard sentiment that says "so proud," and then we have our sentiment that was written with the Cricut of my friend down at the bottom, and that was made with a banner strip. I end up cutting the edges of most of the banners off. I don't even know why I did it, but I thought it was cute when I was creating it, but I didn't pay it much attention. So I'm going to end up trimming that left side off, and that is going to be the very front panel of the card. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue in the inside panels of this card, and I am going to take another one of the fairies with the scissors and another sewing machine, and I'm going to put that on the inside of this one. Now there won't be anything written on the right side when you open this part up, but there will be something written on the left side, which was why I decided on a more solid piece of paper. So as you can see, I've taken another one of our fairies and another one of our sewing machines and placed that toward the bottom. And now I'm going to glue that inside the left side of this panel. So this is what you will see when you open this first portion of the card. Now I am going to bring in some additional adhesive foil. Oh, sorry, not yet. I'm going to bring in this large panel, and on this panel, I'm going to write "so happy." So I have put my images at the top left and the bottom right, and I wrote that "so happy" again in adhesive foil. I really love the shine of this stuff. You guys know I love my shimmer and my bling, and this adhesive foil, first of all, I love this turquoise color, and then I also love the fact that it is very shimmery. So that is going to go on the inside of the card, or on that outside flap. So now I am going to take another magnet and I'm going to try to line up where I want this magnet to fall, because the idea is that this will hold the card closed. So the whole idea was that the smaller 3.5 inch card would sit on top of the 5x7 card, and the magnet would hold this closed. So now what I was saying was, if I had placed this magnet right here in between some of these paper layers, I believe it would have stuck better. It did stick, but it does not hold as tightly as I would like, which is why I ultimately decided to tie a ribbon around it. So this part will hide that sentiment that says so happy for my friend. So when you're looking at it, you just kind of see the fairies sitting there. Now I also decided to put a magnet on the very top part of the card base so that the two magnets on the 3.5 by 3.5 card base would hold each other closed. So now I'm going to take that panel that says so grateful to call you my friend, and I'm going to place that in the inside right panel of this card. Now on the inside left is where the personal sentiment will be able to be written, and I have had the Cricut write out a personal sentiment that we will be putting in there in just a moment. So our card is starting to come together pretty well. I was so excited about this card. I really loved how it turned out. So this is kind of what we're going to be looking at like when we are done. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to take a strip that is a little bit shy of 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to finish off this little flap that we have. Now the flap is 3/4 of an inch, but I wanted to leave a tiny bit of a border for that. So I have just glued another strip of paper that kind of coordinates with our colors, and I trimmed that off using my paper trimmer. So this card is going to be for Courtney, and I have written a sentiment in it with my Cricut because I am so proud of her for this accomplishment. So I thought it would be very fitting that the card that I made for the hop would be especially made for her. Now this is a Make a Fuss card. I would not make this card in mass production because it took me about 3 hours to make this card. So this is not a card that everyone gets, but she does. And on the inside of the smaller card base, it says celebrating 10K. So it is going to say, so proud of my friend, celebrating 10K, so happy for you, my friend. And then on the inside, it will say, so grateful to call you my friend. So it's so proud, so happy, so grateful. So now we're going to go in and we're going to actually glue that front panel onto the card. This is again our 3.5 inch card. And I am going to now take that and I'm going to glue it onto the flap, and I'm going to line it up just to make sure that it covers that so happy for you, my friend, so that you just see the fairies when you close it up. And once we get that all glued together, we are pretty much done with the card. So here you go. We have so proud of you, my friend, celebrating 10K. So happy for my friend, so grateful to call you my friend. Courtney, congratulations. I am so proud of you. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave me a comment and to look in the description box below for all the details for the giveaway, and to subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw. And I hope that you guys hop along and have an amazing time. Bye-bye.